Good morning. Thanks for being here today. We called this press conference to publicly challenge my opponent to a debate. This is an opportunity for us to discuss with the voters the pertinent and important issues that are facing us here in Fort Wayne. Unfortunately, my opponent has decided not to debate. He hasn't contacted me directly about that, but he has told the papers that he was refusing my debate and ignoring it. He stated he's ignoring it because he claims that my party, my campaign, did push polls. He indicated he had people who got calls talking about his travel and the expenses of that travel. I can tell you, my campaign is not doing push polls, and I'm offended because I signed a pledge to run a clean campaign. I sent that letter to Mr. Wyss and he did not respond to that either. But now he has said that I am doing dirty campaign tactics. I can tell you we are not doing that, I have not done that, and I will not do that. I repeat again, I will run a clean campaign. I will not use dirty campaign tactics, and I will not attack my opponent's character. However, since he has not engaged me in a debate and has refused to this date, I want to address a few things that concern me about his voting record. First, I can understand that as a politician, it is good political tactic for my opponent to refuse to debate me. However, being a good political tactic doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. We do need to have a full exchange of the ideas that are important for Fort Wayne. We need to discuss those fully and completely. Unfortunately, his refusal to debate leaves it to be one-sided. When he wants to talk about his issues, he can release what he wants to about them and isn't subject to questioning by me. However, I want to discuss some of those things about his record. In the midst of Wall Street bailouts and financial crisis, Mr. Wyss cast one of the lone votes against financial institution reform. He was the only vote against having Indiana join the federal law which mandates residential mortgage lenders and originators comply with secure and fair requirements. The real estate industry is one of Mr. Wyss's top campaign donors. The questions raised, who is he fighting for there in Indianapolis then? The voters or special interests? Senate Bill 89 called for legislators to be present to vote. My opponent was quoted as saying, "Why bother?" The Journal-Gazette best responded to this question. They stated, "It is not unreasonable to expect public officials to be present to receive information before voting or to face the public when they do. Senate Bill 89 is an important safeguard for open government. It should be approved." I can't agree more. It is a fundamental aspect that we should be transparent, we should do things in the open. It isn't expecting too much to have elected officials present in the chambers to cast their votes. Excuse me. My opponent has received over $8,000 in sporting event tickets. This was raised and questioned of him by an Indianapolis newspaper. He was offended that they would ask that question, and he pointed out that their sports writers get free tickets when they go to the sporting events. And of course, the newspaper appropriately pointed out they're getting paid to cover that. That's their job. More importantly is the issue that having served for 25 years, he's getting too comfortable with the old political maxim, "I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine." This love of sports even trumps the dire issues facing Fort Wayne. While education has been drastically cut, my opponent voted for an annual $8 million shifting of funds to the Lucas Oil Stadium. Now that may be good business for Marion County and Indianapolis, but it is not when we're losing things here in Fort Wayne, when jobs are being lost and when education is being cut. Last week, my opponent emphasized that he had traveled to the Mexican border as a way of showing how he is attacking illegal immigration. Unfortunately, if you examine his voting record, you will find that he was one of only 11 senators to vote against a bill that would hold employers accountable for hiring illegal immigrants. I have walked this district. I have knocked on over 3,000 doors. My campaign has connected with over 10,000 voters. In that process of talking to people door to door, one thing they have all agreed upon is that the best way to attack illegal immigration is through the employers who are hiring them. That does two things. One, it brings it under control, and the other thing is opens up those jobs for Americans. Going back to the travel issue, as state senator from 2007 to 2009, in just 2 years, Senator Wyss billed taxpayers nearly $22,000 for 33 out-of-state trips. I was not going to question those because they did appear to be related, at least, to his position on Homeland Security. But when he bristled that people were questioning him about that, it concerned me. It concerns me that an elected official is bothered that people are asking him about how and why taxpayer money is being used. As elected officials, it's our duty to explain that to them. We should be transparent ahead of time, and we should welcome when they give us the opportunity to address something like that. Unfortunately, again, his response shows that he's been in office for way too long and is getting too comfortable with the business in politics. I have pledged that I will not take gifts from lobbyists. That includes sports tickets, meals, even a cup of coffee. I want to meet with lobbyists though because they have information. They have information for one side that will help me know what the viewpoint is that. And I would like to talk to lobbyists on both sides. I will talk to anyone who has information that will help me make decisions. However, I will not take gifts from lobbyists for two reasons. One, it creates the appearance that you're being bought. How can it be anything else? Getting a ticket from someone who wants you to vote in a certain way, even if you don't do that, it gives the appearance and ruins the integrity of the system. And I also won't do it because, frankly, I don't need their gifts. I don't want them because I want to restore integrity to this process and have people believe that what I'm doing and see that what I'm doing is in their best interest. The free market only works when there's full exchange of ideas. The same is true with politics. The free market only works if the consumers are well informed. The same works in politics. Unfortunately, my opponent's refusal to debate me has hampered the ability of the public to be fully informed. A 25-year incumbent has many ways that they can defend their seat, and that is why, unfortunately, people are in office for far too long. An incumbent has access to the media easier, an incumbent has ways of sending out things to the voter, an incumbent has access to money. All of that makes it easy to keep the seats and why people keep getting elected year after year. Debates help even that playing field, and therefore, once again, I ask Mr. Wyss, join me in a debate so the voters can really decide who it is that will best serve them. I thank you for being here today.